Hello, everyone. So, as 2020 finally draws to a closure in the next 8 weeks, let us ensure that we bring 2020 to a grand closure. And the only way we can do that is by ensuring that you close 2020 on a high and enter 2021 with renewed vigor, energy, and enthusiasm to be the best version of yourselves that you can ever be, irrespective of the pandemic situation or any other situation that you might find yourself in. What we all need is a master key that will help us stay firmly grounded and rooted and unlock our true potential while we pursue our purpose, our goals, our objectives, and whatever it is that we have set for ourselves in 2021. With that in mind, I have designed my new series titled New Beginnings in 2021. This is going to be a weekly series on YouTube in which I shall address and talk about some of the most common mind traps that we tend to get caught up in, and how do you set yourselves free from those mind traps. The solution is actually going to be addressing the root cause rather than just treating the symptoms. I will then look at some habits that is going to be very useful for us to develop that will help us pursue our goals and purpose and really live the life that we deserve and desire in 2021. So let's get started. And the first trap for today that I'm going to look at is the trap of comparison. This is a most common trap that we all get caught up in very often. Sometimes we don't even realize it. Whenever you start comparing yourself with anybody around you, be it a family member, a colleague, or a person in your friend circle, or anybody, you are setting yourself up for perpetual suffering and unhappiness. That is sure shot. So, how do you free yourself from this trap of comparison? And this I'm addressing especially in context to the COVID situation, because this year I know that many of you who have probably never experienced feelings of comparison, which also then produces feelings of jealousy and envy. Envy is a more active form of jealousy. And probably you found yourself in that place in this particular year, especially if your job or your health was affected by the pandemic. And while you didn't even have a job, somebody in your circle was doing exceptionally well in their careers. They were getting a promotion, an increment, or is despite taking all precautions, you found yourself affected by the COVID, and somebody in your circle even took a holiday and came back and was still safe, then it is just very natural and normal to feel envious and to ask yourself, why me? And when you ask yourself, why me? You are indirectly asking, why am I not having the life that they have? For all of you who have faced these feelings of envy and jealousy at any point in the past, you know that it is painful. It is definitely not a happy place to be in. But having said that, rest assured that if you are facing these feelings of envy and jealousy, or if you find yourself trapped in comparison, then it is also good, because these are signs and symptoms of a deeper condition that requires urgent attention and immediate treatment. It is a much more serious condition that has now come into light. And that condition is that you have a big hole in your heart that needs to be filled. And when I say a hole in your heart, obviously it's not your physical heart, but your emotional heart. Every time you try to fit into a certain culture or adapted yourself so that you could be successful according to the standards of the society, you stopped being yourself and you disconnected from who you are at the core. You did not even notice that there was this void that's being created because you were at a certain position. You had come a long way from who you are at the core. And as long as you were acknowledged, you received appreciation, and you felt valued by everybody around you, you thought you were happy and successful. Now, suddenly, when life puts you in a place or in a position where all that acknowledgement is taken away, or you find yourself in a really bad and terrible situation, you realize that there is that inner void that has been created that you did not even know that existed. And these feelings of comparison, jealousy, and envy have only brought that inner void of your heart to light. And my dear friends, the only way to free yourself from this trap of comparison is to fill that inner void. So every time you feel envious or jealous or you get caught in this trap of comparison, understand that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are not happy and contented in whatever you are doing. There is a part of you that is desperately seeking expression and that you have unconsciously chosen to submerge and lock inside yourself. And that potential, that part of who you are needs expression. It needs to come out. And because you have not acknowledged it, there is a big void that has been created that you need to fill. So, how do you fill that void? Start with self compassion. Instead of just focusing your attention on somebody else, understand that feeling jealous or feeling envious is pretty much the definition of the relationship, the faulty relationship that you are having with yourself rather than about the way you perceive somebody else. And therefore, jealousy is not so much about the other person, but it is really about yourself. And therefore, the solution lies in enhancing and improving your relationship with yourself. So, what do? Start with self compassion. Reconnect with yourself at your core. Acknowledge your truest potential, that part of you that is seeking expression, and proactively create avenues and platform for you to express yourself fully and wholly. And use that part, use that potential to serve and add value to the lives of others. Even if it is just one or two or three people that you're adding value to, you are creating your circle of influence. And the more you focus on adding value, you are enhancing your circle of influence. And through that, you are able to fill that inner void and thus experience joy and contentment. And when you are in a state of joy and deep inner contentment, you are able to transcend the feelings of jealousy and envy and comparison. And that is the only way to break free from this trap of comparison. Say, for instance, you're a writer, an established writer having a decent job, and you're very happy at your job. Now, you get married into a family, and it is a typical joint family with a lot of members who have nothing to do with writing. They don't understand your skill, they don't understand a writer's mindset. And the only criteria that you are measured for is your salary. Suddenly, you find yourself amongst a group of people who are all earning more than you, and you are getting compared with them because you earn a lower salary. Now, instead of feeling envious and trying to look for jobs that will give you a better salary package, stop right there and look within. The very fact that this comparison has affected you means that there is an inner void that you need to fill. Even though you feel that you're fairly happy in your job so far, there is a part of you that is lying there that is waiting to be expressed. So be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, what is it that you want to express? Maybe it's a voice, an opinion that needs to be expressed. Maybe it's a potential that needs to be unleashed, a skill that needs to be used. Look at what it is, identify that, and create an avenue where you can express yourself. So maybe you identified that you need to inspire and touch others' lives through your writings. And if your job does not allow you to do that, then seek other avenues. Start expressing on social media, start your own blog, start your own column, write your own book, do whatever it takes, but get yourself out there, express yourself, and inspire and add value to the lives of others. Now, as you start adding value to the lives of others, you begin to grow your circle of influence, and eventually you will start experiencing inner contentment because now you are filling up that void, and that will help you break free from this trap of comparison. So the next time when you are in a state of contentment, this deep inner feeling of joy and fullness, and when you feel that you are being compared to others on basis of your salary, it will not matter because you would have transcended that state because you are operating from that place of inner contentment and joy. So, my dear friends, try this out. If you are experiencing even the slightest feelings of jealousy, comparison, or envy, ask yourself, what is that part of you that is seeking expression, and how do you create an avenue to express and let yourself out and add value to the lives of others? And if you need help in identifying what that potential is and in creating that avenue for yourself, then feel free to get in touch. My course titled Design Your Life on Purpose gives you a step by step approach to identify your truest strengths and potential and align your life with your larger purpose. So sign up for the course. The introductory offer of rupees 1199 is still valid. So hurry up, sign up for the course today and take benefit. All the best, and let's meet again next week.